Hello, everyone.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi. I guess someone's TV is on in the background. If you can turn it off. So, this is just a dummy kind of interview, but it will be lot closer to what you will see in your actual interview. The only difference is here. So unless Nancy is joining, I can just share. The only difference here is that um, how that in your actual interview, if you are called for like a medical writing document, say protocol, that you will see in your job description. So lot of your question will be revolving around that. Or say if you are invited for mm, narrative writing, then lot of question will be around that. And if you are asked for a quality control review like that role, lot of question will be around that. Today is like more an open ended, but introduction part or most of the question they will be same, the format will be same. So we will start very soon.
Ma'am, Nancy is already here. So, Nancy, can you please switch on your cameras? And I think we can start.
Yes, Smriti, you will be around, right, during whole process, or you have to
Yes,
leave?
yes. No, no, I'll be here.
Okay, so you have to remind us like it is, we are going to start in 2 minutes. So once 30 minutes is over, just do let me know, right?
Yes,
Because
sure, ma'am.
we have to start another. And this is also format I wanted to share with all the students. The initial round happens for 30 minutes only, maximum times. And you have first 10 minutes to make your impression. If you are going there as a confident person, the first 10 minutes are very, very important. So the easiest question is introduce yourself, tell me something about yourself. Always prepare, write the answer, and prepare yourself in front of mirror. So uh, let's start, Nancy, if you are there. First of all, thank you so much coming up first. It need lot of confidence, right? Mostly student hesitate, but
Yeah,
uh,
thank you so much, ma'am. I
yeah,
really appreciate coming it from you. So, should I begin with it?
we will start in the moment, So.
Yeah, sure.
So this is how in an actual interview will be also like this. So the interviewer who is taking your interview, they allow them to start, allow them to introduce themselves, right? So then and you have to feel totally comfortable. Just try to see interview as a meeting. Correct. Because if you have to take a job, they also have to hire a good candidate. So stake on both the sides are same. So keep this thing in your mind very clear. It's not like one party has advantage, the second party do not have an advantage. Take it as a meeting. So why I'm saying take it as a meeting, because you will be very calm during whole process. So you should be always going there as an individual who is proving himself and trying to find that he's a right fit or not, right? So let's start, Nancy. Mm.
So, very good evening, ma'am. Myself, Dr. Nancy
Wait, wait,
Joshi.
wait, wait, wait. I'll tell you how we start.
Okay,
So,
sure,
okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, don't worry. So, hi, Nancy. Thank you so much for coming up for an interview. So, let me start with myself. My name is Saravjit Sidhu, and I am a medical writing manager. And today, I'm taking your interview. So, now, Dr. Nancy, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, surely, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Myself, Dr. Nancy Joshi. I hold a degree in Doctor of Pharmacy, which I have undertaken from Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat. I completed my graduation in 2020. For my thesis, I had worked on patient counseling for the patients of diabetes mellitus 2 and hypertension, and it was an interventional study. After that, I also underwent 2 months of practical training internship at Ruby Hall Clinic, Pune, where I was posted in an ICU unit. After that, I took a job in 2021 as an assistant professor at DY Patil Institute of Research of and Pharmaceutical Sciences, Pimpri, Pune, where I served for 1 year, and after which I took a break in 2022.
All right. So, if I may ask, so is there any reason that you have decided to take a break, or how it
Yeah,
is?
I was expecting, so I was already 7 months when I drop out at 2022.
Okay, okay. So, thank you so much, Nancy, for introducing yourself. It's also good to know about you. So, based on your experience, the good thing is that you have a experience, and based on that, do you know that while working, if you are facing any challenge, like the things are not the way you want, things are not the way we want, the results are not aligned to us, then how you handle that situation? Any practical scenario from your life that situation was really difficult and you handled it well?
So, when I started as an assistant professor, I basically I'm from Gujarat and I shifted to Pune, which is in Maharashtra. So, everything went well till I started it with students. So, students here are much more comfortable in the regional language. And for me, coming up with the regional Marathi in a span of 6 or 8 months was too difficult. But then I confronted to the students as well that I am not very fluent in Marathi. It will be great if I'll do my best, but I'll need a little help from your side as well. I'll try to make you understand in as simple English as possible, and if I'm trying to explain in Marathi, if I'm facing an issue, I'll like an input from you guys, which I'll surely include, and together we can make each other understand perspective and the concept clearly.
Okay, very, very well. And then my follow up question is that you said that there was a language barrier, and
Yes.
you try to overcome. And then how you de-stress yourself? Like we are as a human, then we undergo sometime emotional distress or other type of stresses. Then how you handle that?
There are my two go-to things when I feel I'm stressed. First is going for a walk and listening to my favorite music, which is Gujarati folk music, and other is just giving myself some alone time without anyone around or without using a phone. Just keeping yourself alone with no thoughts in mind and just keeping yourself calm and realizing that what is it that is making you stress and is it worth to put your energy into, and that's how I come back again.
Yeah, basically you relook at your thoughts and the
Yeah.
suggestion, right? Right. So there is another thing nowadays, these days, the AI is coming to our life, even at a faster rate than we are expecting. Are you using AI in your everyday's life? If yes, then how you are using AI in your life?
Mm, I'll say yes, I'm using it. Recently only, we were going through number of assignments and project, and one initially when the coding started with Python, I'll tell. So initially I started to code a lot on my own. So for 4, 5, 6 assignments, I started to go. But then being a mom and being a part-time learner, it was too difficult to write the longer code when the assignments went bigger. So I did take help from AI whenever I missed a small error. So it was easy to understand the error, then constantly searching through the screen multiple times. So it was easy to modify the error with the help of AI rather than just, 5, 6 times going through the small minor changes which are very difficult to look when you are just a single person analyzing the result that you have done. So that
Yeah.
is one useful thing that helped me with
Any
AI.
other commonly used AI tool in an everyday's life? Are you using any AI tool?
No, not spec Can I'm not able to understand, ma'am. Can you?
Are you using any AI tool in your everyday's life?
Mm, Presently, not any.
All
Nothing.
right, no problem, no problem. Okay, so you have shared in your introduction that you were teacher, you were professor, right?
Yeah.
So now you are trying to move to a corporate life, right? Maybe a medical writer or a clinical researcher.
Yes.
So how do you think that that experience is going to help you build this career as well? Do you think that experience as a faculty, as a professor, is going to help you in this new journey?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, I think it will help me because being an assistant professor, there are some guidelines that are set, which are which rules there are set. You have to follow them. So we are supposed to make a Scopus level publication, at least minimum of one paper in an year. We are supposed to be a part of conferences. We are supposed to give presentations. We are supposed to win awards, same as the students are expected to perform in their. So in that process, we are also supposed to guide our students who are in fifth and sixth years with their presentation, their research work, and their report writing, their presentation skills. So before teaching them, obviously as a teacher, I need to sharpen my skills as well. So through that process, I have done a lot of reading and research practice, which surely will help me in my corporate front, which I am looking forward as a medical writer.
All right, all right. So you said that you were preparing the reports as well,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
At that time, and you were going for the conferences as well. At that time, are you following some guidelines, writing guidelines, which helped you to prepare good report writing, or how it is?
So initially, when I started as a fresher, there were set guidelines from the institution itself that they had a prior manual through which they used to form the reports and all, which was a basic setup with the content, but not any specific guidelines that were followed.
All right, all right.
A sample, I think they took a sample from one of the guidelines and we were following that.
Good, good. And so, for medical writing, how passionate you are? Are you uh, what are you doing on in your everyday's life that is making you as a better medical writer?
I'll say constantly reading every new thing that comes. So nowadays, what we see is on every WhatsApp profile or any Instagram profile or on any social media platform, you come through many health, for an example, health related posts. So
Hmm.
being a person who knows the medical term, I do like to go through that whole article. I do read it and then I re-verify that is it genuinely true? Does it make any sense? Or it is just, for the sake of getting the viewers or publicity? This way, it helps me understand that whether it's true or fake. And likewise, I can also uh, talk in the lay language with my fellow people, like my family members, my friends, and all that, scientifically speaking, how validate the information is and how not. So this is something that I like, though it's by reading, I'm gaining a knowledge, and by explaining them or helping them to understand is it genuinely reliable source of information, I'm able to make them understand in a better language that, this is what it interprets, and that makes me feel passionate about writing because I can read and learn new and new things. And because, as we know, science is something every day new thing emerges. So that is how I keep updated with it, and it helps me feel. It is a regular activity that I do. So it eventually helps me with good skill of scientific language as well as helping me to convert it into a better, simple language.
All right, all right. So do you also write in your everyday life, or how it is?
Uh, I used to a lot, but it's 5, 6 months that it has been reduced significantly because initially the when I took a break, it was more
Hmm.
of a it was not that tedious of a day, but now with a growing kid, it's more of a tedious thing. So I'm not able to write every day, but I was very happy when I was given the assignments, like you have to write the report forms or the narratives or the informed consent form, that, it was feeling like finally I'm getting back to what I used to love. So that was something which I really made me happy.
Mm. Because writing is one thing, the more you do, the better you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, you are. I'm just taking for an example. You are applying for a role of a patient narrative safety. Could you please explain me what is the clinical trial process? What is the discovery process?
So, drug discovery process, basically, when you uh, start a drug discovery process, for understanding, we divide it into four phases. When you consider phase one, it is a lab testing, or to understand easily, it is an animal testing phase. Phase two is performed in a small group of individuals or patients, where you check the safety and dosage of the new discovered drug. Phase three, we check the efficacy and side effect of that molecule, and after that, we come in phase three, we compare and we come to a confirmation, or we can say an interpretation of specific use for that. And fourth and last is post-marketing surveillance phase.
And I just wanted to understand what we do in a phase one study.
Animal testing, am I understanding it correct?
Phase one is safety study.
So yes, in safety study, basically after the lab testing reports, we get a dosage form in which we can administer a drug to patient in a safe quantity. So basically, the group of individuals which are taken into study are given the dose and are monitored for the safety. In that, the dosing may be like a single dose or maybe multiple dose at an interval. So we basically check that after giving the dose that we have, safety dose that we have acquired from animal testing, is it providing with safe results in humans or not?
Okay, so I'll let you know later, but let's proceed further. So, if we are talking about phase three study, according to you, what could be the patient size and why we do phase three studies? We have done with the phase one, we have done with the phase two, and still we are progressing with phase three study. Why we are doing phase three studies and what could be the sample size?
Phase three studies is usually done to assure that whatever result we have acquired in phase one and phase two, it is basically a reassurance of all the study we have all the study results we have acquired from phase one and phase two, and that we make sure that now the product is ready to be given into the mass market, where we can study the drug in a safer way. And when it comes to a sample size, it is not too big of a group, not too small of a group. It is conducted in a medium size group.
Okay. I'll add to it. And when you will be able to come into a market, I mean, what I mean is that when your drug is going to get the license, because once you want to sell the product in the market,
Yeah,
you should be having a pharma should be having a license.
yeah.
After which phase you will be able to sell the product in the market?
After phase three, when we get the approval from DCGI, we are supposed to
Is there any name of this process?
new drug application process, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. So could you explain me little about new drug application?
Okay, new drug application process is a process in which whenever we come up with a new molecule or a new use of an existing molecule, we with all the data that we have acquired from different phases, all the information that we have gained from the phases, we provide all the data of our trial to the DCGI, and they analyze that how good effective the molecule is, and based on the analysis, we they provide us if there is a need of feedback or any improvement, they provide us with that. And if not, if all the required information is there with them, they uh, give us a go ahead, and that is a new drug application process where you file all the details of your different study results and submit it to DCGI for approval so you can give it to the mass market.
All right, all right. And suppose you are working on a protocol. You are given, you are part of team who is working on a protocol. So as a writer, you are just starting to write your protocol. And what are the source document you will collect before you start writing the protocol?
So I'll collect informed
Or you will
consent.
just imagine you are a medical writer and now you are a part of a team as a you are a lead on a medical writing for a protocol, and now you have to start working on this new protocol. What will be your initial actions? What are the source document? What are the meeting you will make sure that you do before you start working on your protocol?
First of all, I'll collect all the uh, basically the post pre-research that has been undertaken before conducting the final study objective. Then I will go with the we'll need an informed consent form. We'll need all the parameters that is supposed to be a part of the trial when you are conducting a trial. So details about all the reports that would be necessary, details about uh, all the processes that are to be conducted to verify the uh, trial going as per the norms. So it would be informed consent form, case report form.
No informed consent. I'll give you feedback at the end, but it's in my job to interrupt you. First, informed consent form protocol is the source document. We write informed consent from a protocol. Now, if you wanted to write a protocol, just imagine, logically think that what will be the source document if you want to write a protocol where you will get your information on animal studies, any data, any lab research that you have already done on that particular molecule, which document can provide you. Just think about that document. Always take it as a story. So,
Sorry, ma'am, but I'll be genuine. I'm not able to recall it right now.
investigative brochure.
Actually, it was in my mind, but I was confused. It would be
So
again in
you
a
have to tell. So you have to tell. So, anyways, no problem. Now, so if we are going towards little ICH, so could you please explain that what is the role of ICH guidelines in the development in general in a clinical research?
uh, I'll come up with few head points. ICH guidelines basically first and foremost thing it applies the ethics when you conduct any research. It is the base when you conduct a clinical trial. The second, it comes up with the necessity of the trial, where we can say it in the words we can put it as risk benefit ratio evaluation. So before conducting a trial, the two very important thing that it emphasizes on: first, is it ethical to perform, and are we genuinely, is it necessary to perform based on evaluation of risk and benefit ratio. Then
Mhm.
we go towards further important thing like getting the approvals from institutional ethical committee, then getting the informed consent from the subjects we are taking into trial by informing them everything, then appointing qualified personnel who will be taking care of the trial, then good manufacturing and clinical practices. Confidentiality is something that we are supposed to maintain when we talk about informed consent form and the process, data integrity. Then a medical supervision is also required, who throughout the process of trials ensures the work is going as per the protocol. Then we need a proper reporting and record system of all the data that has been collected, at all the stages of clinical trial, we need the quality assurance and quality control through each and every stage and steps of the study.
Yeah, great, great. And then, as a medical writer, you know that these documents, they are complex, and we need other eye, we need a quality, control in the place.
Yes.
So, what you will do to ensure the quality of a document when you're working as a medical writer?
First of all, the first thing which I'll be looking into is it scientifically accurate document? Is it able to provide me with a clear and precise content which is easy to understand? And third,
Hmm.
if there is anything that is not clear and concise, processing it through rigorous review, so it could be made that precise, concise, and accurate, which is complete to be handed over and easy to understand.
All right. So,
Also, I like to add, also by abiding to guidelines, which helps us to implement the other factors very effectively.
correct, correct. So, if you are working on a medical writing document, and there is a quality control in the process, and the person who reviewed your document, they found number of errors. Yeah, the number of comments, they are high. How you will handle that?
I'll take a pause.
Mm,
I'll recheck all the writing. I'll again do the research on all the comments given.
mm,
I'll ask a help from a senior or a head with
mm.
resolving that problem, and then I'll make sure not to repeat those when I'm modifying or when I'm correcting the document, and then hand it over.
All right. So, all right, Dr. Nancy, that's all initial questions from my side. Before I give my feedback, anything you would like to ask me? Anything you wanted to know about our organization? You wanted to know about the job role? So,
Uh, there are one or two questions that I have in my mind.
go.
Uh, Firstly, may I know what is the present ongoing project with the organization, and where do you think I can give my best input when it comes to the recent study?
The ongoing project, we do have a multiple studies, and then we have a central teams on a protocol CSR synopsis. And where you can do your best, that is the thing that you have to analyze once you are in the role.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome. Thank you, Nancy. So now because I'm going, I was making notes when you you have seen that.
Yeah.
Then I will give feedback. We will open for the question at the end. This feedback, is totally an honest feed, and don't take it to heart, right? This is
Well,
only.
this is what a trial is, ma'am, and the reason
Yes,
I wanted
yes.
to come forward is
So
to make myself more polished when I go for actual interview.
I don't want to forget. That's why I'm giving immediately, because the
Yeah,
moment the other girl will come, my mind will,
yeah, yeah.
can
Sure,
mix
ma'am.
it up. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am.
So the first thing, positive, very positive thing I'll say, you came up with very strong candidate. Hmm? Your confidence was very nice, and you presented it very well as well. Like you were not pausing, you were not hesitating. So, on that side, maybe you have already experienced. You landed very well. So, if I say the landing part of a job, your sorry interview, that was fantastic. It was good. The only thing that you can work on in your introduction is making maybe more talking about your um, achievements, and second, that make it a transferable skill. Like you have experience, but you have not said to me that I have already experience which I can utilize in my in this role. Instead of the interviewer asking you, you should be telling them I was working on report writing, blah blah blah, and all that. You should make a connection, that because what I we want to listen from you when people are hiring you is that how fit you are in the job. That's the major question everyone has to solve. If you already feeding those words in their mind, right? So you are positioning yourself well. It's all about positioning. If you are keeping to yourself, I don't know. I may ask, I may not ask. That professor experience, maybe I may have heard very first time, because I'm working in a corporate. But if you are telling me there was a part of your role which is very much like a medical writing, which is that something you learned there is helpful to you here. So just that thing in your introduction, you have to position strongly. And another thing, when about a medical writing, you said only reading. You have to tell something about writing. Maybe writing on a LinkedIn, maybe your diary writing, anything, right? Maybe smartly there as well. You can talk about your publications if you have any.
Yeah, I do have. Yes, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah. So do not lose your focus. So that is another thing. And second is smart transparency. You were transparent. I was saying that that's a fantastic thing, that when you said to me that since 5 or 6 months I have not written anything. um just think that, do you need to mention that I have not written anything since 5 or 6 months? Or you could say that I have this writing experience. That,
Oh,
you know that smart judgment that you have to take.
yes,
How
ma'am.
you are doing in everyday life, not so important. What important is, what is your focus, where you are going. So that you need to use as a smart transparency. And and you need not to mention this, that I have along with the kid, I have my I have a more busy life.
Yeah.
Instead that saying that I have a support system in a place which can take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you should position yourself as a very strong candidate. Now, where your graph dip, I'll tell you, you were going well, 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 well. And the moment I asked you this question, explain CT process, clinical trial process. The major problem was there, phase one, phase two, three, it didn't came correctly. And I tell you, we have no excuse for the basics.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, ma'am.
So you should be telling uh, preclinical, even before lab, preclinical, phase one. Phase one, first in human. It should sound super intelligent. First in human, very less number of participants, should come naturally flawless from anyone, right? I give you example when we were going for a Kineps interview, real time example, medical writing. I gone, I passed. My friend gone, she passed. Hmm? There was one of our other friend. We were telling, please, Behan, prepare, prepare, prepare. She was overconfidence, right? So they simply ask this question: what is clinical trial process? This is a standard question in your most of interview. She just gave a generic answer. She didn't give the answer like us, first in human, this. So she didn't pass. That's how it impactful it is. Like phase two, you decide the dose. Hmm? It's an exploratory trial. You have to mention these words.
Yes.
There's no alternate. Even when I was teaching you, I have
Yeah, I did.
mentioned.
The moment you started, I did recall that we had name for all the four phases, and I could have
You
mentioned
have
those
to
all
stand
names.
out from a crowd.
Yes.
Everyone knows what is phase one, but you have to tell what they really want to listen. Like phase three, I asked you again, then you should be the first word coming from you is the confirmatory trial, safety and efficacy, and number of subject, thousands of the subject, right? We are going on a wider population. We are little flexible with an inclusion exclusion criteria. So, this should be well prepared. Then you should be saying NDA and then market, right? So I'm
Yes.
just telling you, and even GCP, prepare it well. 13 principle, you should prepare very well all the time. And you have handled GCP question in a better way, I'll say. That was much, much better, right? But you can do a lot better.
Yes, ma'am.
And another thing is protocol. Uh, So when I was teaching you, I always told you what is the source document for each.
Yes,
Correct.
ma'am.
So do not forget that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So when you are having interview, make a this piece of paper, make a notes and prepare. So and the last question is, when I asked you, you can ask me anything. You can't ask me that. I mean, I can't say that you can't ask. I will just say that it's not good impression. When you say that, you let me know where I can best.
Okay.
Don't give that power, to anyone else, especially in your interview. Do not give. So otherwise, you can do really well, Dr. Nancy. Is the only thing is prepare little better, prepare little more. But you good thing is that you need not work on your communication. You have a good you have good confidence. You can also position yourself well. So these are your stronger point. This technical part little bit is that uh, if you just give a one day before your interview, you can do well.
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
So that's my whole feedback. So anything I missed, I'm just looking at notes. The whole idea is that during whole interview you have to keep on bring the interviewer, they will take you somewhere else, but you again, what is your job? Never forget to keep them reminding your skills, your potential, that I can do anything. So that is your job during
Yes, ma'am.
interview. Then keep them reminding, I'm a wonderful this as a resource, as a employee, I can, maybe you can give a, so yes, one thing, when I asked you the example, any challenge, so you maybe can be a more data driven, some more important situation,
Okay.
right? Right. So this you will easily able to do if you can do sit and do some homework on yourself.
Sure,
Otherwise,
ma'am.
you are very good candidate.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And so, if you felt like I have said something very harsh, sorry for
No,
that.
ma'am, it was not at all. I have never seen an interview this humble, and I was really happy. Actually, the moment you started giving the feedback, I started understanding the mistakes that, yes, this was something when I was preparing for, with the questions also, uh, I was trying to which answer would fit well. And when I went for my first interview, I went with an CRO, and there were two reasons which I didn't crack that. First, they said that we don't look into the we know that you will do it, but then we find it that you come from a comfortable family, so you might not have that passionate and dedicated thing when it comes to working in corporate life. And second, even they gave me the feedback of more brushing with the technical skills. So you again reminded me of that. I'm very thankful for that. So before now putting myself into corporate world, I'll again refresh all those things and brush it myself with the best notes I have taken from your lectures, and now I know how I
Yes,
have to
I
final.
can tell you. Then we will move to our next interview. I can tell you how important it is to have the right answer. So when I gone for this WHO interview, it was like very hard. I just gone that there are like 10% chances, because the number of candidates they are getting is very high. Even doctors were applying for the same roles because of their name and all that. You know what helped me to the giving the bang answers.
Mm.
There were a couple of the moment that investigator asked me, what is phase 3 trial. The way I started, then she said, because they were doing this, what is vulnerable population, how you can help us, what is GCP. On fourth question, see, do you know what me told? It was just 15 minutes in interview. She just told me, when you can join. She simply said on my face. So, because she told me later that if you are very dedicated to your studies, definitely the impression is that you are going to do the
Better.
same dedication in the job role. So that's how people take it. It's
Yes.
may be true, it may not be true, right?
No, no,
So
definitely it show. It's like how much you are able to portray, how better you are able to portray,
it's
how
just
that
selling
how
yourself, right?
yes.
So you know thousands of things, but what you have to say to win that phase, so that's how you have to prepare. All right. So I wish you
Thank you
good
so
luck
much, ma'am.
for your career.
Thank you
So
so much, ma'am.
you have a lot of potential. Don't lose that.
Thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
Welcome. All right, Samriddhi, back to you. We can progress to our next candidate.
Yes, ma'am. We have Ifa Usmani also here. I think Ifa, if you could please uh, open up your camera and we can get started then.
Yes, ma'am, just a second.
Take your time. Don't worry. Take your.
Ma'am, visible?
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Hi, Vanya. Again, thank you so much for volunteering the activity. Yeah, it gives a lot of strength. So thank you so much. So let's start. And first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sarabjit Sittu. I'm working as a medical writing manager, and today I will be taking your interview, right, for a medical writing role. So let's start. Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Ifa Usmani, and I'm a final year B Farm student from State College of Pharmacy in Mumbai, Jogeshwari West.
Hmm.
I I have a I have a 1 month experience of working at a